Hey guys, B Gamer here, and yes, on my screen you guys see which should you get: PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series S. And I would just like to break down because I have both. Right now, I'm on my Xbox Series X and I'm surfing the net and making a video for you guys. Pros and cons for both. I'm gonna give you those. And I'm an Xbox guy, but I'm not biased. I'm not biased at all. If PlayStation was better, I would tell you guys. But having experienced both consoles now, the reason why I would pick Microsoft over PlayStation is for if you stream or if you guys make videos and you guys like the internet right at your fingertips just that fast, even if you have an Elgato and you're streaming from your PC or whatever, you guys could still surf the internet so much better with the Xbox. The Xbox is like a computer in your hand. It's like a computer right at your fingertips. It's a computer. It's a gaming console, but it's also a computer. What do I mean by that? I tried the PlayStation, and I was on the PlayStation for like 2 weeks. And I made YouTube videos, and yes, the streaming was fine. The streaming wise, like both of them do the same thing. You know, you can stream and get good quality. But when I wanted to make a video about something, it was very, very hard to surf the net on PlayStation 5. And the reason why I'm kind of like perplexed and I'm kind of confused is because on the PlayStation 4, which I also had, it was easier to surf the net. But this year on the PlayStation 5, it's tough. You have to go through all kind of protocols and you have to look up on the internet to do all type of stuff just to figure out how do you get some level of internet surfing on PlayStation 5, and it's tough. It took me forever and a day to figure it out, and it still wasn't better than Xbox. You still get things in little pieces on PlayStation 5. It's very, very bad. It's very, very bad to surf the internet on the PlayStation 5. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy surfing the internet with the PlayStation 5 as it is on the Xbox Series S or X. It's more convenient and it's easier. That's the first point I want to give you guys. Like, so for surfing the internet, you got to give Xbox the nod. Gameplay wise, both of them do the same thing. But the reason why I would like the PlayStation more is because of the controller. And yes, Xbox controllers are more comfortable in my opinion because I like the sticks diagonal, like the thumbsticks. They are at like an angle, and that is more comfortable for big hands. And my hands are like fat and stubby, so of course Xbox controllers are more comfortable for me. But PlayStation controllers are shockingly better, and I tried it. And my hands being fat and stubby, the PlayStation controllers were better, like because they're a little bigger, and also the adaptive triggers. What I mean by the adaptive triggers on the PlayStation, and I'll give you a controller now. I'm using the Xbox, but on the PlayStation controller, the adaptive triggers which are on the back, you see these guys, right? The adaptive triggers on the back. You can adjust these. You can adjust these using the PlayStation. And I was having a lot of issues like with gameplay with Xbox. Like when I would match the right trigger playing Madden a lot. New controllers, I would press the right trigger to turbo when I'm catching the ball on offense. But my men will think that I was mashing the left trigger and they would start celebrating and I would fumble a lot. So the adaptive triggers I couldn't adjust on Xbox like I could on PlayStation, which is a great thing. Like, I think the Xbox controllers that are coming out at the end of May, they're kind of like copying the style of PlayStation and they're making their triggers like PlayStations. Because when you look at the Xbox now, the controllers for the Xbox now are like this. I got both of them, so bear with me. These are the Xbox controllers, right? This are they back buttons. So they triggers are kind of like weird, and like for some strange reason they get a lot of bad presses, a lot of triggers and a lot of presses that you're not pressing, a lot of missed presses. So you can't even map the controller to go and do how you wanted to do it. You can map it, but the right triggers you can't map. You can't map the right and left triggers. You can remap everything else on the Xbox controller but the right triggers. That's a negative. That's a negative because the right triggers are the main things that mess up on this controller. Suffering from a lot of skill stick drift with the left sticks as well. And I think it's an EA thing. I wouldn't say it's so much of a Sony thing, but usually like playing Madden Man goes a lot of wear and tear. But controllers, I will give the slight nod to PlayStation 5. The new controllers that they build are very, very good. The other thing that I would give the nod to with Xbox is it's just more convenient. It's more convenient. Like I love Sony, and I know it's gonna be a lot of guys on here that's Sony guys and Sony girls, and you got the Xbox guys, you got the Microsoft guys. But if you guys give the Xbox a try, and you will see what I'm saying. Like it's like a computer right at your hand. You don't even need a laptop if you can hook up your Xbox and got a PC. You can look on the internet and search whatever you want to search without it being such a hassle like on PlayStation. Another thing, when you're playing Madden, and you guys can look this up, and I'm a big Madden guy. What I discovered playing PlayStation, I was trying to build my MUT team up. I went back to Xbox. The PlayStation Store has a lot of issues when purchasing points with Madden. A lot of issues. I know my credit card was valid. It took me. I had to go online to GameStop and order, like very inconvenient on PlayStation side. I had to go on GameStop website, and pre-order a card to get Madden points and put my points on there that way instead of going into the PlayStation Store and my card kept not getting declined, but it kept an error message kept appearing in PlayStation no matter what I did. I restarted my console like 5 times and it was doing the same exact thing. Even though my card is valid. My card had money on it. Checked my bank account. Checked everything. Everything was still there. PlayStation was just error messages. So, I go back to Xbox. On Xbox, you don't have those issues. You might get them every blue moon, but when you start your game over, when you restart it, boom. It's back working, up and going. And you know microtransactions, they rule the nation these days, like when playing these video games. So sometimes when you want to spend a little cash to make your teams, build your teams up, PlayStation will give you a hassle with that. Error messages all over the place. And it's a Sony thing. You guys can look it up. I'm not making this up. I have both of the systems. I'm not trying to be biased to Xbox or PlayStation. I'm just telling you guys my honest opinion of which one is better, in my opinion. Like, if you guys still say PlayStation, that's you guys' opinion. But I've dealt with PlayStation, and I know PlayStation has a lot of issues. Xbox does as well. Microsoft has to make their controllers a little bit better. That's the only nod I really would give PlayStation 5. Their controllers are very, very good. The controllers are very, very good. The console, like the actual look of both of them, I would give the nod to the Xbox because when you get the PlayStation, it looks really, really good. But it's weird when you first see it in person, and it's very, very big. It's huge. It's large. And the Xbox, people might say it looks like a big box. Yeah, it does look like a big box. But it's not as big as the PlayStation. The PlayStation, man, I thought I was going to need help carrying it. It was so heavy. The PlayStation is very big. I'll give you guys that. So as far as style, PlayStation wasn't scared to take a chance and make things look a little more sleek and a little different. But in my opinion, I still go with the Xbox again. The PlayStation is so big and heavy, man. Like, it's very, very bulky. It's very, very bulky. And I just don't like the look of it, really. I don't. Sony went out of their way to make it a little different. And I don't really like the way the Microsoft Xbox look as well. I don't. I love the way the Series S looks. It's real small and compact. Very, very space friendly. But the PlayStation, if you're going to need some space to put that bad boy up. That bad boy heavy and it's big. But my nod, out of 10 stars, I would give the Xbox a 6. And I would give the PlayStation 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 a 5. I would give the PlayStation 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 a 5. Xbox has a slightly they win slightly to me. They made a slightly better system to me, like this year. Xbox, in my opinion, is the better system this year. You guys can get both and see what you can what your opinion would be about those systems. And another thing that's a knock on the PlayStation. It's hard to get the PlayStation. And with Sony, knowing that it's been such a hassle to get them, they still got them in stores, but you still have to go to Walmart and you'll have to pay like $750 to $800 just to get a PlayStation 5. And that's ridiculous. Like, this system has been out almost 2 years now, and it's still so hard to get your hands on one. Xbox is as well, but not as hard as PlayStation. Like, the Xbox Series S is very easy to receive, but the PlayStation 5, man, it's like looking for Bigfoot. Man, it's hard to find them, man. It's a myth. It's a myth to get these things, man. They are real, though. They are real. I have one right over there in the corner, and an Xbox Series S and X, and that's another reason why I would get a slight nod to Xbox. It's not easy to get them, but it's more easier to get an Xbox than it is a PlayStation. And don't say, oh, the reason why it's easier to get an Xbox is because it's not as good as PlayStation. Those are lies. Sony just seems like they're trying to make more money to receive the PlayStation 5, and that's BS, man. They shouldn't be like that. The people want a PlayStation 5. It shouldn't be this hard to get one. Sony, tighten up and lower these prices down. The PlayStation still shouldn't be $750 to $800, man. They not worth that much. They not even better than the PlayStation 4, in my opinion. But hey, B Gamer here, man, and I do a lot of gameplays, and I also do reviews from time to time, and that's just my honest opinion. When you guys get both consoles, or you guys play both consoles and explore them and do different things with them, you'll see the things that I'm talking about. But I hope you guys enjoyed the honest review. PlayStation 5 compared to the Xbox Series S. Thank y'all guys. Y'all like and subscribe. Peace.